or 090-8766-8888. You can also leave us a message on WhatsApp letting us know what your thoughts are about the conversation that we've been having on the Civic Matters on 090-9705-4450. Remember, the topic is navigating the challenges of active citizenship. If you have not been active all over the years, would like to know what your reason would be. It's possible that you're facing some level of challenges and that's why you have not been active. For some people, they're like, the environment they're not quite responsive about things that has to do with active participation in politics. But remember, in the last general elections in 2022, I always use that, 2023 rather, I always use that as an example because I saw people come out like it has never been. It just started like an online campaign, and then it started as rooting for somebody. It started as people sensitizing other people, the need, why they need to go out there and participate. It started like that, and then before you know it, everyone followed, suit. People going to get their voters card like never before. We saw participation like never before. But again, a lot of people still withdraw from this participation, especially when it has to do with your constituency, when it has to do with your resident area, the FCT, because we feel like it's only the presidential election and after that, that's all. So why do we withdraw our participation, or why do we withdraw our activeness when it comes to things like this, the smaller sphere and the smaller circles? What are the reasons? And peradventure, you might be experiencing some level of challenges. What are these challenges? This is the conversation. Would like to hear your thoughts on 090-7353-0044 or 090-8766-8888. Now, while we await you guys to contribute, let's hear you. What should the government do to promote active citizenship?
Okay, so that's quite an interesting question.
Okay.
Because I'm not in government.
Okay. But what can they do? You can suggest, okay, right?
Yes. So in suggesting for government, the truth is for government to move forward, if government really want to progress, government need to give platforms to its people.
Okay.
Of course, because as I've said that at the beginning of this conversation, that if you want to do better, you need somebody to actually be an accountability partner for you. So it might be the system, it might just be an individual. Because if you don't have a metric to review what you are doing, then you can't be able to assess yourself. Okay, so the government can do well by creating platforms for people to participate. I know that so far the government has also been really supportive in that regard. You could see that there have been different conversations around constitutional amendment. Yesterday I was watching how there was a dialogue about state policing. So I don't know if how many citizens, how many are actually paying attention to these things to even want to participate. So I want the government to do more by ensuring that there is this platform for town hall meetings, there is platform for dialogues, that bring in people, public hearings, okay, that will bring these citizens together to contribute. Okay, also the government will do well by investing in education. Okay, because awareness. People need to be able, because it is what you have that you can give. Okay, so if the government is able to really invest in their citizens, it will go a long way. Then lastly, I would say in terms of government agency, I think the NOA, that's National Orientation Agency, are doing amazing thing. But I think they can do more. The last time I was on their website, I was seeing things around 2023 election, how it was transcribed to different languages. Also, but we are in 2024. What next?
What next?
What are the updates? You understand? So one thing I would suggest is that the National Orientation Agency have been doing amazing things, but let it not be only during elections. Now, what are we doing in this kind of conversation in radio stations? The NOA can actually invest more. They
actually come here Wednesdays, but it's basically to talk about core values, national ethics, and core values. Thank
you. So, you can see that that's also an aspect. Can we do more? Because we have a vast area. And then lastly, I'll say that the NOA, we need to benefit, just like the way they are focusing on this traditional media. Let me say the radio station. I think the radio station has a more reach than some certain mediums like the television or even social media. Okay, so beyond that, they can also do well to counter false information on social media by giving out
the right
information, and also ensuring that there is disclaimers on certain things that is not actually true. You understand? So all these things will be helpful. You can't tell politicians some things to do because politicians have their ways of doing things.
But at least we can tell the citizens what to do.
Yes.
So what is the advice and the recommendation to listeners?
So for listeners, citizens of my dear country, Nigeria, and the FCT, I would say that just as you have your rights, you also have obligations. So right comes with obligations, and there are certain things you're supposed to do. One of the things that you're supposed to do is to understand where you have found yourself. The other thing I've mentioned is for you to engage, participate. Yeah. Okay? Because if you don't, they said somebody that refuses to participate in politics will be ruled by an idiot. Yeah. Okay? So it's the same thing in your community. Yeah. If you refuse to participate, what will happen is that other people are going to make decisions, and decision might not benefit you.
You can't complain.
Okay, and I will finish with this analogy of the chicken. I don't know if you heard of that story. That do you know why the chicken is being used whenever anybody comes to the house? They say, "Oh, go and get that chicken, and then slaughter the chicken for us to welcome the visitor." So what happened was that, according to a story, that a particular chicken was supposed to have a town hall meeting, where the animals, everybody gathered, and then the chicken just left, that their grandmother died or something, and the chicken need to go. When somebody was passing and saw the chicken, where are you going to say he was going to a burial? He said, but we are supposed to have a meeting today. Say, I'm going for burial, I don't have time. When they got to the meeting, the town hall meeting, and then they said part of the problems they were trying to solve is that there have been recurrent deaths in the animal kingdom, and that the particular priest now said that they need to do a sacrifice. And then because they want to do a sacrifice, they now said, and then it needs, of course, Africa demand blood. And they said, so what are we going to do? And then somebody now said, the chicken is absent. So can we just unanimously agree that the chicken should be the sacrificial lamb? So what does that tell you? That if you are not in the space where conversations that concerns you are being discussed, any decision that is decided, that means it will just affect you. So I would say, citizens, we need to really, really come up to our responsibilities. Know that as we have rights, I have freedom of speech, I have this, I have that. Also know that you have obligation to participate in all the processes that leads to good governance.
All right, you already have it. Thank you so much. We cannot take this call. Our time is fast spent. Anyways, I don't like the fact that the same people get to win the quiz all of the time. I keep saying this, and you guys are going. I don't like it. Anyways, we still have 2 winners for last week's quiz, and it is Jamal from X and Muhammad Olariwajun Abdurrahim from Facebook. Please participate more in the quiz. We have about 4 slots. We have 4 slots every week. We need 4 winners every week, and they're going to be giving you a prize. And I don't know why we are not interested. I mean, we should take it to Eagles. If we take it to our platform, it will not reach you. So you guys go over there. I think the traffic is considerably convenient over there. So yes, go and claim your prizes. Now, you guys can also visit the Civic Matters on X. Now on Facebook, the Civic Matters. Spotify podcasts, catch them on previous episodes on the Civic Matters. The conversation continues over there. It doesn't just end right here on radio. Check them across all of their social media platforms and, start to connect with them so that you can participate in the quiz. That's one. Number 2, you can now give them ideas, probably on topics that you love to see or you love to listen to here, and then be a part of the conversation by lending in your voice and the contributions as well. Thank you guys so much for being a part, and thank you so much, Mr. Godia Haruna, for joining us on the show. I did enjoy my time right here on radio, and I hope you guys did enjoy it too. It's Martha right here. Give me a few minutes. When I'm out, I'll be right back, and we'll talk about the city of Abuja coming shortly up.
No offense to the commercials. It's just that we want to see other audio.